Hey guys, Zen here, and now that Year 6 Season 3 is here and the dust has settled, there's lots of news to get into. But also, in this video, we're gonna go all the way back to the AMA that the devs held for Rainbow Six Siege, because in total, there's some stuff that's been checked off the list now that Crystal Guard is here, and still lots of things yet to come, even some stuff we'll see as early as Year 6 Season 4. We're also gonna take a deeper look into the community's reaction to Ubisoft's next huge title coming out this fall, and as excited as some people are, there are still some people wondering if it's just more of the same, or if there's some secrets that haven't been shown off yet and more to look forward to. And so guys, this one is packed and I'm ready to blast this news out into the internet with the help of this handy dandy mech. This beautiful and sophisticated death-dealing work of engineering was borrowed from the all-new game Mech Arena and today's video sponsor. So welcome to Mech Arena Robot Showdown, a competitive shooter game where you match up against real enemy players and control your own customizable mech in fast-paced short matches. So Mech Arena has, well, mechs and lots of them. My personal favorite is the MD. Its special ability is the repair field, where it heals ally mechs within proximity, and there's an entire hangar where you can pick and choose tons of unique weapons and upgrades. Now, personally, my favorite part is just the selection of different mechs available in the game. There's plenty to choose from, all with unique abilities and tons of options to enter the arena. Of course, with all those damage dealing options, you'll want a spicy paint job while you're sweating it up, and thankfully, you can dish out damage and look good while doing it with your favorite skin. For the MD, I unlocked this perfect yellow floral skin, but you can also open up fortune vaults for rare and exotic loot. Now, in Siege, we're used to these huge, super complex maps, but in Mech, it's designed with smaller, super tight maps built for fast-paced encounters, and so you're constantly in the fight, and you never feel like you're in a slow or sluggish mech. It moves quick. Of course, Mech Arena has just launched globally, so to celebrate, they're running huge in-game events, and you can also benefit from the daily welcome rewards for each time you sign in. And so guys, download Mech Arena completely for free on either iOS or Android, and with my special link in the description or by scanning the QR code on screen, you'll unlock 1 mil-spec skin, 500 A coins, and 70,000 credits. And it's that easy. Thanks to Mech Arena for sponsoring, and yeah, I'll look out for you in the game. Now guys, it's recently come out that mouse and keyboard use on console, specifically the PS5, is no more. Now, this has been a massive, just huge problem over the years in Siege, and there's really never been an answer to it. And to this day, I know there are some people who are confused on how it's ever even been an issue, because all of these consoles do support keyboard and mouse natively. The confusion and problem comes in with this little guy. It's called the Zim Apex adapter, and essentially what it does is trick your console into thinking that this adapter is just another controller. At a native level, if you plug a keyboard and mouse into a console, it'll read it as a keyboard and mouse. There's no spoofing necessary, and that's important because for people with disabilities, they need more input options. It's just with an adapter like this, you can plug it in, connect a keyboard and mouse, and of course have an unfair advantage in games like Rainbow Six Siege. On the PS5 though, Sony has only made it possible to input via a DualSense, at least in Rainbow Six Siege at this point, and so this adapter has no effect. Even in their product description on the Zim site, they name every other console, Xbox Series X included, and specifically leave out the PlayStation 5. The problem has always been a platform holder issue. Game devs don't really have a solution because they don't control the platforms. So for now, PS5 is Zim free, and if you somehow manage to get into a PS5 exclusive lobby, you'll know definitively that it's a fair playing field. But alright, one of the biggest issues in Siege has always been, like since the very beginning of time, players going AFK. Now, in most other games, especially PvP games, there's always been like a really thin limit to exactly how long you can be AFK before the match boots you. In Siege though, compared to other games, you have what can feel like an eternity before you're removed for inactivity, and even then, you can simply join back at really any time and continue the match. The thing with Siege is that because it is 1 life per round and there's no respawns, usually people just browse Facebook or Twitter after they've been taken out, or take the time to do something else while the ban phase or prep phase is moving along. It's very unique in that way, where the game almost enables you to go AFK because sometimes things are slow. But the devs are now adding a penalty to going AFK and have already sent through both penalties and sanctions to anyone deemed to be abusing the system. This is what they have to say. In the coming weeks, we'll be evaluating design changes to alleviate the issue, as well as adding new automatic AFK detections and sanctions. So yeah, another area where there's some who are abusing this mechanic and they're finally going in and adjusting it. I won't lie, I actually think this has a lot more to do with the bigger topic of downtime in Siege, because it's something that the game game has tried to counter over the years, and doing things like the after death activities, which has been a super controversial topic, is one way to look at it. Of course, for those trying to game the system to get out of playing against someone, this actually sends through a penalty and prevents that. And honestly, I think it's been a long time coming. Next up, we're returning to the AMA, and I know some people haven't fully heard about everything that was addressed, and even more probably aren't aware that some of the stuff actually made it in for Year 6 Season 3. So the first thing is actually with Twitch, and someone asked, why is it that Twitch's gadgets prevent her from having 2 regular drones like every other attacker? And at the time, they said they agree, and of course now in Crystal Guard, Twitch received at least 1 regular drone. The main reason for Twitch getting that regular drone is because attacker repick is on the way, and we could see it as early as Year 6 Season 4. For those who don't know, attacker repick is a brand new system where for the first time ever, the attackers will be able to repick their operator during the prep phase. One of the main hurdles here has been Twitch, because up until this point, you could use her gadget for during the prep phase and then quickly swap to another operator as soon as the prep ends, and that's just unrealistic. And so yeah, you do lose the ability to take out gadgets with the shock drone early on, but I think overall there are a ton of perks to this new meta for her, and so yeah, that one is ticked off the list. And it should also be noted that they did confirm that attacker repick will be pushed into the test server in Year 6 Season 4 and would release sometime after, and so not too long to go hands-on. Another question was directed at IQ and if there were any changes coming to her kit, and they quickly mentioned that IQ would be being looked at, and again here in Season 3, IQ gets an updated scanner and ping 2.0 for her gadget. Some more questions were if there would be more inclusion for the LGBTQ community, which if you didn't know was also included in Season 3 with Osa, as she is the first transgender operator. And they were also asked if MMR rollback will be getting changed, and again, it has, with rollback 3.0, which gives MMR back for winning against a cheater. And so all this to say that so much of that AMA was looked at, and even more of it was actually implemented, and I just think it makes a world of difference. But there is still some stuff that's not been realized in the game quite yet, and some pretty big stuff at that. For one, the shooting range is still on the table, and from what we know, not only is one currently in development, but they're siegifying it, if that makes sense. They're adding destruction and more features that are very specific to Siege, so that when you go in and actually use it, it's not just another target range. It'll be tailored to the needs of a Siege player, and that, I think, will be worth it. There's also the ongoing discussion of the solo player, and to that extent, nothing has really been done for Season 3, but in the future, they're at least looking into a solo queue option. There's 2 ways to handle this. One is to do a straight up solos only queue, where of course you'll be matching alone and everyone else is as well, but there is the problem of increasing queue times and lowering the matchmaking quality. Then there's solo or squad MMR, which would mean more or less MMR gained or lost based on the situation and has the benefit of not splitting the community. There's no real timeline for this, but I get the question all the time if there will be the option sometime soon, and it's looking like there's still lots to be done here. So ultimately, I think when the devs are super transparent and lead the community with a roadmap and then actually deliver on it, it's super positive, because if there's anything this AMA proves, it's that the stuff they say is on the table is actually on the table, and for a lot of this stuff, it's made it into a new season. Next up is this. Each season gets a brand new 6 Guardian bundle, where the proceeds of the bundle get donated to a specific charity, and with this one being for Thunderbird, Ubisoft have targeted IND Spire, a charity that invests in the education for Indigenous people. Thunderbird is a member of the Nakota, who have Indigenous roots in Northern Canada, and so supporting this charity through this bundle makes a lot of sense, and basically since she was revealed, the people involved from this region have been super proud. And finally, I wanted to quickly talk about the buzz regarding Far Cry 6. We talked about this many months ago when it was first revealed, and I revealed to you guys that this would be my first ever Far Cry game, and so far from what I've seen, it looks incredible. However, I've been digging deep because a few new trailers and hands-on previews have come out, and a lot of the community have been saying it's just more of the same. Prettier, but essentially it's still Far Cry. Now, for someone like me who's never played this series, that doesn't really mean much because it's an all-new experience. But there are 5 other games and spin-offs here, and so I guess some people were looking for a bit of a shakeup. The only reason I decided to include this here is because, well, I'm looking forward to this Far Cry game, and I want to know if it'll be worth it to jump into the series this late in the game. This could be another issue. If it ain't broke, then don't fix it. But to me, I see a huge open world, a gorgeous landscape, and fun characters and gameplay that bring it all together. And then of course, there's Chicharron, the hardcore killer chicken. I mean, this gotta be it. But that's our video, guys. Remember to leave a like rating, it goes a long way, and subscribe with those notifications. I'll see you soon. Hey, I'm out.